Thanks for taking the time to learn about a unique opportunity to spend part of your summer in Spain. I imagine some of you haven't yet thought about studying abroad, and I'm really excited to be able to offer this opportunity to you. Some of you are probably already intrigued with the idea of studying in Spain, but for those of you who hadn't thought about it yet, I encourage you to consider doing so. So for those of you who haven't given much thought to study abroad until now, I'd like to get you thinking about some of the key benefits of doing so. Of course, our programs are a lot of fun, but it's also much more than just a summer vacation. The most obvious key benefit from spending a summer in Spain is the progress that's made in improving your Spanish language skills. Regardless of the career you choose to pursue, a working knowledge of the Spanish language will undeniably benefit you in some way. Immersion programs like this are designed to accelerate language learning. That is, you'll learn a great deal of Spanish in a relatively short amount of time. Past program participants have agreed that their Spanish improved more during the program than in 2 years of high school Spanish. You'll also be participating in a culture that's different from your own. You'll be introduced into new ways of thinking and living. Not only will you observe the local culture every day, you'll also participate in it and be part of it. This might also be one of your first opportunities to really travel and gain international experience. For those of you who have already traveled outside of the US, even to Europe, you know that it goes a long way towards gaining new perspectives and personal development. Not only are you learning a lot about language and culture, but for many of you, this will be one of your first real independent experiences. You'll be away from home for a few weeks in a foreign country, figuring out a lot of things about yourself. Becoming more self-reliant in a foreign setting really helps students develop personally. I've had students tell me that their experience went a long way in terms of their preparation for college. Part of what makes Spanish so relevant is that so many countries are Spanish-speaking. You're learning about so many different places. I just want to take a moment to show you exactly where the program takes place. This is a map of Europe, and Spain is the country I've circled. To the northeast, you see France and Germany, Italy to the east, Africa down below, and the UK is straight up north. And not on the map and far across the Atlantic Ocean would be the United States. Within Spain, there are 17 autonomous regions, which function much like our states do within the United States. Each is autonomous, meaning they have their own governments and are free to make some of their own laws, but they still function under one federal government as well. It's a system very similar to ours. Seville is located in the southmost region of Andalusia. It is one of the largest and certainly most historically significant. Here you can see the different provinces of Andalusia. Provinces are simply further divisions of regions, much like our states have counties and townships. Note that the province of Sevilla is named for its capital city, just like the other provinces. During the program, you'll also have the opportunity to visit Granada, Córdoba, Cádiz, and Huelva. Here you can see the city of Sevilla within its province. I'd like to tell you a bit more about the city itself. Due to its historical significance, the city has a different name in many different languages. In Spanish, it's called Sevilla. In English, it's Seville. It's the capital of its province and region, and as we've just seen, it's the fourth largest city in Spain. The three largest are Madrid, Barcelona, and Valencia. Madrid is the capital of Spain. It serves as the economic and governmental center of the country, which can be seen not only in its size and layout, but also in its culture, none of which are very representative of the rest of Spain. Barcelona is famous for its artistic style and international culture. However, it's not a good location to study the Spanish language. In fact, Spanish isn't even the principal language spoken in Barcelona. Valencia is the only modern city in Spain, so it's a good destination for Spaniards who want to see tall buildings and modern architecture, but really lacks historical significance. Seville has literally thousands of years of history and a very traditional lifestyle. The things you think of as being typically Spanish, flamenco music and dance, bullfighting, are still very much alive and part of Seville's culture today. Seville has held strong to its roots and traditions, so you almost feel as though you're going back in time when you're there. When I say that Seville is the fourth largest city in Spain, you might automatically compare it to one of the largest cities in the US. But like most European cities, Seville is actually much smaller. Within the city limits, Seville's population is still under 1 million. The city is the perfect size for this type of program because it's large enough to be exciting, but it's small enough that you can get to know it during a month or so of exploration. The programs we customize usually range from 2 to 5 weeks. Although this might seem like a long trip, it's a relatively short amount of time, so we really need to maximize your experience by making it very immersive and also prepare you ahead of time. Upon arrival, you'll have a program orientation to further prepare you for the experience. Your accommodation will either be with a local Spanish host family or a student residence. You'll have class part of the day during the week, with various excursions in the evenings and on weekends. Both the homestay and the student resident options are superior alternatives to staying in a hotel. Both allow you to interact with Spaniards on a daily basis and are an excellent way to practice your Spanish, making the program that much more immersive. In a homestay, you'll not only observe but also participate in the daily lives of a host family. How are the families selected? First, we gather all sorts of information from you as you fill out your program application. This data ranges from your interests and hobbies to core values, to allergies you might have, even food preferences. We also ask you to tell us about your expectations. Host families fill out similar applications, telling us about themselves and giving us their preferences in terms of the student they host. After matching students and families based on applications, the program director does in-home interviews with all families. The other accommodation option is a student residence. The residence is located in the city center, on the same block as the school. The building is newly renovated and very nice. Most of the residents are Spanish students with whom you'll have the opportunity to interact. All of your meals in the residence are covered, and there's a cleaning and laundry service, AC, and you'll even have Wi-Fi. Our courses are designed to be interactive, hands-on, and most importantly, fun. All classes are taught by native speakers, but are designed specifically for American high school students who study Spanish. Our teachers are great at customizing each class to accommodate varying levels of Spanish. The Spanish language course focuses on practical Spanish that you can apply and use during the program. Your teacher will leave time for you to ask questions about the things you hear and phrases you'd like to learn. The history and culture courses do have classroom components, but we also get out and visit numerous sites so that you can learn about various topics firsthand. Rather than just reading about Spanish monarchs, you'll actually go and visit the castle and royal gardens. We'll hear about the ancient Romans in class and then head to Italica to see the remains of a real ancient Roman civilization. You'll learn about Moorish Spain, then see examples of Mudéjar architecture throughout the city. We'll tell you about the roots of bullfighting, then take you to the bullfighting arena and the museum inside. You'll even have the opportunity to see a real bullfight. Not only will you learn about Spanish art and music, but we'll take you to see famous works of art and we'll go see live music. The discussion forum is not an actual class. It's a once-a-week group session led by the program director, designed to help you make the most of your time in the program. We'll talk about your experiences, perspectives, and your overall integration into the local society. It'll help you better internalize all the new things that you're taking in every day, and is a great time to ask questions about any number of things. As I've mentioned, we organize several excursions, field trips, and visits, not only because they're educational, but also to engage in tourism. We'll visit several monuments, historical sites, and even other Andalusian cities. You'll always have an educated guide to tell you about the importance of the places you go. The Intercambio project has definitely proven to be participants' favorite aspect of the program. Intercambios are language and culture exchange partners. Your Spanish intercambios are high school students who live in Seville, study English, and have a genuine interest in American culture. So they're the reverse of you. Anyone who participates in the program will be matched with at least one intercambio sometime in January. The relationship starts off as sort of a pen pal project. You email back and forth with your intercambio, communicating in both English and Spanish. Participants then start talking on Skype. You can also use Skype to IM with your intercambio. Partners generally share photos with one another and add each other on social network sites such as Facebook and MySpace. So months before your departure, you have already begun to practice your Spanish and learn about Seville. You'll already have made at least one friend before you even get to Seville. In the first couple of days of the program, we'll have a welcome event where you'll meet other Americans in the program as well as your Spanish intercambio friends. Your Spanish friends will join us in some of the trips and visits, and you can also socialize with them in your free time. We want you to have a great time hanging out with kids your own age and learning from them. You'll probably keep in touch with your Spanish friends after the program and continue to learn from them. We also have various international groups who come to YES from all different countries. Whenever possible, we'll arrange social events for you to meet students from other parts of Europe and elsewhere. Some of you might be thinking, sounds like a great time, but what if I need something? Who's there to help me in Seville? You'll actually have a great deal of assistance and support while in Seville. At orientation, you'll learn about the city and the program, and will be shown how to get to important places. You'll also be introduced to your host family or residence assistant and members of YES staff with whom you'll be interacting. Your program director is on call 24/7 during the program and is always nearby should you need something. It's also very easy to contact home. Our school and residence hall have free Wi-Fi, so students who bring a laptop or other device with Wi-Fi capabilities can email or call home with Skype anytime. Thanks for giving me the time to tell you about the YES Summer in Spain program. I truly hope you consider taking advantage of this life-changing opportunity.